Good Monday morning, Dylan Rumrell, the mayor of the greatest city in America, St. Augustine Beach. And I've got the deputy director of the EOC, Kelly Wilson. Good morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be in St. Augustine Beach this morning.
Well, I'm glad you're here under good circumstances because it is hurricane season.
Yeah, the sun's shining. It's a beautiful day right now.
So tell me a little bit about what your role is over at the EOC and how you help residents here in the city of St. Augustine Beach.
Right, so we work in the Emergency Operations Center. There is a crew of 7 of us that work over there every day. But when there is something impending like a hurricane or something like that, we swell to somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 and 150 people. We bring it all of our partners in. That could be folks from the county. They may be Public Works, utilities, law enforcement, fire and rescue. Our partners here at the City of St. Augustine Beach, City of St. Augustine. And what the EOC does is they look at the 30,000-foot overview of the county in its entirety, and we make decisions as a coordinated team on evacuations, sheltering, and then afterwards debris management and all of those types of things. And that is overseen by the EOC over at 16 and 95, if you didn't know where we were.
Well, and it's a hurricane rated building, so you all stay during the storms to make sure that we're informed of what's going on and any evacuations, any tree limbs down, any power down. Tell us a little bit about the people that are also there from like FP&L, et cetera.
Right. So, yep, the building it's rated to a 200-mile-an-hour wind load. There's only 5 openings in the building, all of which have shutters that come down when we're locked in the building. We have bunk areas and everything, so once we're there, we're there. Maybe a week, it could be more than that. But yeah, one of the things we pride ourselves on in the EOC in St. John's is we answer the phone. And those phones are answered by folks that day to day may work in our libraries, they may work in our administration, and as a matter of fact, I believe you have answered those phones before in the past. So we have folks answering the phone. So when our residents give us a call at the EOC, we are talking to them. We're trying to be the voice, the calm voice that helps them through it, because people are scared. And we don't want you to be scared. So that's one of the things we really want to focus on, is getting you prepared. We have Florida Power and Light. We have JEA, because JEA does, in fact, supply power and water up into the northern parts of the county. So we have FP&L in there. Those folks are all in there so that we can make a coordinated effort of power restoration, utilities like water and sewer restorations. And those things are the critical pieces. It changes people's lives once you get that power back on. You may remember, I think Irma was probably one of the hottest ones where the power was out the longest. I was at work, I know, but the power was out at my house for about 7 days, and it was real hot. And my neighbors that could get through to me would be like, "Don't y'all have FP&L? Can't you do something?" And I go, "Well, FP&L, they restore power. They have, what they do is if they can do an hour's worth of work over here and restore 1,000 customers in power, that's what they're doing. They're trying to get most of the grid up as quickly as possible." Yeah. So that's always the thing. And then it's like we talked about debris and branches down. If you follow our social media, which y'all will repost our social media from the county, we'll start telling folks these roads are impassable. They may be underwater. They may have debris blocking them. So those will be the immediate actions post-storm, where they will, the list will be, as the calls come in, as the reports come in, the EOC gathers them, we place them in a system we use, and those are the things that begin getting cleared the most quickly. Right. Major like A1A, we're going to try to clear that road as quickly as possible. The evacuations, folks, nobody wants to leave home. I know that. Nobody ever wants to leave home. But what we want you to do is we want you to stay safe, and we want to get you back home as quickly as possible. So how we do that is we try to get the roads as cleared as possible. I always tell people post-storm, like, check your FP&L online, because you probably don't have power. Right. Like wherever you are, if you have power, if you can, why don't you hang out there a couple more days? It's going to be more comfortable than that here.
That's right.
So that's what the EOC does.
Well, lastly, real fast, hurricane season. I know they named a storm today just for this interview, right?
Just for us.
Just for us.
Dexter.
But it's been a very mild, quiet season. Right. But what people have to understand, we're entering the peak season of hurricane season. Any quick things you want to tell people out there that are watching this Monday with the Mayor, and let them know what they need to look forward to and what they should be prepared for? Yeah,
absolutely. 80 to 90% of storms in a hurricane season happen from August 1st forward. So we're just getting going. The ocean is at its warmest now. So what we need everybody to do now is pay attention to make sure you're looking at the National Weather Service, the National Hurricane Center for your hurricane information. Then follow official sources of information. St. Augustine Beach, St. Johns County, the EOC, very official sources. We want you to have the most up-to-date information. Find out if you're in an evacuation zone. You can do that by going to the St. Johns County Emergency Management website. We've got a great link you can click, enter your address. You'll find out if you're in an evacuation zone. Then listen for that zone to be called, and if it's called, go ahead and get out of here. Make a plan. Where are you going to go? And if I can leave you with one thing very importantly, go check your insurance policies. Make sure you have flood insurance. Those are going to be critical if one day it's our turn and the hurricane does in fact come here directly and causes a great deal of damage.
Ms. Wilson, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for the great information, and we'll see you next Monday with another edition of Monday with the Mayor.